That for me has been the biggest motivation in making sure that every time I buy something, something moves out, because I know that there is value sitting in my house of things that I am not using. And once I start to realize what the value of things are, I gotta tell you, it makes it a lot easier to part with it than it does when you're not thinking of what it's worth. Hi Sequels friends, welcome back to my channel. It is a dreary, rainy spring day outside, and that is the perfect spring day to work on some decluttering spring cleaning projects. And I am here today to share with you what I have sold out of my closet for the year of 2023, and also what I've sold out of my closet year to date in 2024. And I'm hoping that making this video for you guys in spring will help motivate you to get into the decluttering process, because there is money sitting around our house and things that we don't even remember that we have. So before we get into it, if you're new here, my name is Heather and I am a part-time reseller across various online platforms, and I like to use this YouTube channel to document my journey. I gotta give you some reasons as to why you can declutter, because if you're like me, you're gonna procrastinate on these tasks, and it's always good to have a little reminder of why we should be doing this on the regular. If I haven't worn it in over a year, then chances are I'm probably not going to. And if I do fit back into that size, then that's okay, because now I have the money to go out and buy new things. Or as I like to do, I like to put things in my closet that I'm not wearing up for sale on Poshmark. And then if I slim down a little bit, or if I gain a little weight, whichever it may be, then I just go into my Poshmark closet and pull out other things that are in that size. So I'm constantly rotating between my online sales platforms and what's actually in my house. It's also really important to take inventory of what you have, because a lot of times you'll completely forget that you have things. I think about this a lot when it comes to kitchen clutter or home decor clutter. Also, on top of that, as somebody who lives in a teeny tiny 800 square foot house, I could tell you that staying organized makes your life easier. When I don't have an overstuffed dresser or closet to go through, it makes it much easier when I'm pulling out and looking for things to wear. So how do we get started on this? Because even in my small house, when I started on this project, it was a bit overwhelming. Like, I did not want to think about emptying out all of my closets in one day, because I'm ADD and half of that stuff will still be out by the time dinner time comes around, by the time bedtime rolls around. So what I did was took one room every few days. I took one room, my bedroom. I could start with my closet and my dresser. And if I'm not wearing it or using it, then I put it in a pile, and I just put it all in a pile in my dining room. And as I moved to the next room, moved to my linen closet one day and pulled the things out that I didn't want, put in that pile. It may have taken me over 2 months to get through every room of the house, and I just kept adding it to the pile, and the only mess I had was a pile in the corner of my home that I'm not even regularly in, so it wasn't an eyesore. It doesn't fit me now. It hasn't fit me for 3 years. Why am I still holding on to it? Especially when I look it up online and realize that it's worth 50 bucks, and I have 50 bucks of something I'm not planning on wearing anytime soon in my closet. Because that for me has been the biggest motivation in making sure that every time I buy something, something moves out. Because I know that there is value sitting in my house of things that I am not using. And once I start to realize what the value of things are, I gotta tell you, it makes it a lot easier to part with it than it does when you're not thinking of what it's worth. Here is another example of some things that I cleared out of my house just within the last week. I'm just consolidating a bunch of my belly dance stuff. If any of you guys are dancers, you know that you can accumulate a lot of things. And if I find I'm not using them, then it's time for me to sell them. Good for newbies to buy things at a low cost, and also to get them out of, my space, taking up all my space. So I have a couple of fan veils here. This is just a cover up. And then this is all a new Goodwill bin's fine. But these are different cover-ups that I used, saris that I use, glittery belts, which are also awesome for festivals, and then some coin belts and some harem pants. So when I looked at all of this together, we're looking at anywhere between $150 and $300. So $150 to $300 was just sitting in my closet and I was not using it. So if there's not enough motivation to get started on decluttering, think about how much money is sitting around your house that you do not use. Are there memories attached to this stuff? Absolutely. Do I have pictures of those memories? Absolutely. Could I use 150 to 300 bucks in this economy? Heck yes, I will take the money. There are hundreds, if not thousands of dollars sitting around your house. As I said, my house is a teeny tiny footprint. If you have a larger house, if you're in a 2,000 plus square foot house and you have kids, you have thousands of dollars sitting around your house of things you are not using. For the year of 2023, as you guys know, I was working a full-time job and my reselling business was very hit or miss. And I was not concentrating a lot on decluttering things. Of course, as I said, when I bought something new, usually I put something in my to sell pile. So this is on what I would consider a low amount to what I would typically make. And for the year of 2020, I ended up selling $1,173.38 worth of things just sitting around my house. Now, of course, that's what I sold them for. I still have to take out platform fees, shipping, discounts, promotions, any of that. And I actually moved into my bank account $963.95. Again, 800 square foot house with 2 people in a year that I was not very motivated on focusing on declutter. Let's just go through a dozen of the top performing items that net me over 20 bucks, and we'll start with the lowest value and work our way up. So here is a philosophy sweater that I bought at TJ Maxx, wore to work for a winter season, and then put it up the next season. Sold it for $25 and put $20 in my pocket. Another philosophy sweater, because when I like something, I like it in different colors. And this one, same situation, bought these at the same time, wore them for a season and ended up putting them up for sale for the next season so that I could use the money to buy something new. This one sold for $36.19 and put $21.20 in my pocket. Next up is this Andrew Schultz fashion comedy tee. I bought this early on and I've kind of strayed away from enjoying this person as much, so I decided to put it up for sale and I sold it for $30 and put $24 in my pocket. This is a Bowden Circle cute little peasant-y kind of top. I bought this at a consignment store. So I probably paid, it's consignment, so I probably paid $10 to $15 for it. Wore it for a couple of seasons, put it up for sale, sold it for $37.65 and put $25.82 in my pocket. $25.82. I wore it for a full season and made more money than I bought it for. You will see that trend happening regularly, which is really gives you even more motivation to put things up for sale that you're not wearing. Here's another fantastic example. If you've been with me for some time, you guys may recognize some of these from some What Sold videos. This is a Kindred Anthropologie Paisley floral maxi dress. I bought this at Ross for like $10. I had no idea it was an Anthropologie brand. I literally bought it because I was going somewhere and wanted a little lightweight sundress to wear. So I went to Ross to buy something cheap. I ended up selling this for $35 and putting $25.98 in my pocket. Again, I do not include cost of goods in my numbers for any of these items because these items have been in my closet for over a year, but I do remember what I pay for items, and it's always so surprising to me when you can make so much more money than what you even bought it for. 9 West loafers. I bought these on Poshmark. I wore them for a couple of years and then I decided I wanted to trade these loafers in on a pair of chunky loafers. And I did just that by selling these for $47.99, making $26.98, and then taking that money to TJ Maxx and buying me a pair of $24 chunky loafers. These new without tags slow jeans. These are the jeans, the TikTok jeans. I bought them. They were to my measurements, but they ended up being too big. I sat around and wasted time and didn't return them, so I ended up putting them up for sale for $35 and putting $28 in my pocket. This Ann Taylor Loft Marled Knit Sweater, I bought this sweater at a thrift store when I moved to Western North Carolina 10 years ago. I know the thrift store I bought it at in Waynesville, and I guarantee I did not pay more than $6 for this item. So this has been in my closet for 10 years. That is the only reason why I decided to get rid of it, because I've had it for so long. It's just time to move on and try something new. I put this one up for sale and sold it for $38 and put $30.40 in my pocket. $30.40 for a sweater I spent less than $6 on and wore for 10 years. This Kate and Lily black floral sheer maxi dress. I bought this at Ross along with the Kindred dress when I was looking for some fun summer dresses to wear. We were going out of town or whatever. Couldn't have spent more than $10 to $14 on it at Ross. Sold it for $53.29 and put $36.31 in my pocket. I'm telling you, at these prices, you could be doing some retail flips with retail arbitrage at Ross given these prices. And then last up are 3 items from around the house, which were the big ticket items. And all 3 of these are exercise related equipment. We had a treadmill that a family member gifted to us. We had an exercise bike that we purchased on Facebook Marketplace for $75, if I remember correctly. And then we had a Trek road bike that a family member gave to us to sell. So our goal was we purchased the exercise bike in hopes of seeing if we were riding it regularly. And if we were riding it regularly, the goal was to take all 3 of those items, sell it, and put it towards a Peloton purchase. And that's exactly what we did. The $75 exercise bike that we bought that started the whole thing, we ended up reselling for $100. The vintage Trek road bike took forever to sell. Forever. And we ended up putting in our pocket $140 on that sale. We had friends trying to sell. We had forever. And then the treadmill sold very quickly, and it was beat up, needed a good cleaning, but it still sold, and old, and it still sold for $175. That gave us $415 to put towards our Peloton purchase, which you know, because I've made it very clear what a cheapskate I am. We waited until Peloton had a sale on top of that, and then we put that towards the purchase, so we got even a bigger discount off of it. And one other thing I wanted to share with you was how much money I've made just this year, just year to date with stuff that I've sold around the house. I've sold 19 items so far around the house, and I have put in my pocket, after fees and all of that, $245.67. So hopefully that has convinced you to get started, if you haven't already, on your spring cleaning, spring decluttering, because I'm telling you, you have money around the house. There is money right under your nose. And if you, like I said, need to save for something, looking for extra cash because the prices of everything have gone ridiculous, or if you just want to look for some extra money to invest in your retirement, in your future, I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. And I'm really hoping that this video motivates you to go ahead, get to decluttering, and get that money. If you found this video useful, helpful, or informative, as always, please do consider hitting that like, hitting that subscribe button. It really does help out my channel, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with some more reselling content. Have a great one, everyone. Bye.